and welcome to another Curator's Walkthrough at Grey Area Gallery. I'm Kenza Gray, the co-founder and director here at Grey Area, and welcome to Rapture. Rapture is the first solo show of Sophie Duez. Sophie is an emerging artist who describes herself as a surrealist portrait artist. She is multidisciplinary, meaning that she works in a range of media. This can be from oil painting to printmaking to sketching. Sophie brings to the forefront of her works the grotesque and the unusual. She's exploring her experience of living with double vision. So Sophie sees everything in double vision after an operation went wrong on one of her eyes. Now when she draws and sketches up close, her eyes are able to focus more, and that's not so much the case. Hence why in a lot of her works we see insane amount of patience and dedication to intricate and detailed drawings. In Rapture, we wanted to bring together the full scope and body of Sophie's works. So this is ranging from where she's beginning in her artistic exploration with graphite and charcoal drawings. Then we're looking at her printmaking and her experimentation with that art form, through to what she's now more recently worked on, which is her oil paintings. This is giving the viewer a full scope of what Sophie does and the mediums and techniques that she uses. When curating exhibitions, I often take a piece that is a standout work in my eyes, and we often build the exhibition around that. So for Sophie's, that was quite prominent for me, that I wanted this self-portrait to be quite a central piece. You might recognise it from the posters, so instantly I saw it and knew it was such a strong work that I wanted it to be the sort of poster child of this exhibition. And again, I wanted it to be quite a central focus when you walked in. So it's going to be one of the first things that people naturally walk towards. And I just think it really beautifully summarises what Sophie is achieving in her work now. So this painting is done on wood. So you get these really beautiful grains shining through and creeping through the background of the image to add a texture and a distance into that. Then we've got this really beautifully dramatic lighting falling across her face, which is really emphasising the sort of surreal aspect of the waves creeping across her body. I think it's just a really wonderful work to show the sort of different outlook that Sophie's asking the viewer to have on the human body and the way that she is seeing life. Along this first wall, we've featured Sophie's charcoal and graphite drawings on paper. We wanted them to be one of the first things that people are encountering of Sophie's works, as they are what she has predominantly done throughout her artistic career so far. They're really focusing in on what I explained earlier, that Sophie really likes to emphasise the detail and the precision that she can create in her art. So when a viewer gets up close to these drawings, what they'll notice is the insanely precise and detailed nature of the work. So when you're looking at them, you're going to see very smooth and crisp lines that Sophie's able to achieve with just a pencil on paper. What we've noticed throughout the exhibition is people talking a lot about how moving and touching these works in particular are. I think it's the very poignant yet somewhat violent and surreal and unusual nature of these works, that they're able to cross the barriers and talk to everyone in a different way. Last year, Sophie moved back to Norwich after completing her degree at Falmouth University. Since then, she has begun creating oil paintings, which we wanted to feature quite heavily in the exhibition, to show people the direction that her artwork is beginning to move in. Alongside the drawings, which will always be present in her work, she's now beginning to explore and experiment with oil paintings. The oil paintings allow Sophie to bring colour into her work. This is helping to emphasise the textures, the lighting and the depth that she likes to incorporate in all of her works. You can see in a lot of them the texture of, say, the flesh or the clothing is really emphasised by the use of colour compared to the graphite works. This new direction that her work is moving in is allowing her the scope to experiment a lot more with these aspects of her work. At the end of the room, we feature a couple of Sophie's mezzotint prints. We wanted these to be featured in the exhibition as it's a technique that is not so often used anymore, and one that Sophie is really passionate about and enjoys creating. Mezzotint print is made from an engraved copper plate. the surface of which has been laboriously scraped and polished to give areas of shade and light, which allows for a beautiful use of chiaroscuro and dramatic lighting. We're now closing the doors on Rapture. Sophie's works will be featured on our website and some of them still available to purchase, so do reach out with any inquiries. Thank you to everyone who attended, be it through this video or in person. We hope that you all enjoyed it.